Speaker, sir, honorable senators, there is a thorny issue which is creeping from our motion. The Kericho County Assembly has 47 MCAs. The documents submitted by the County Assembly show 33 voted in favor of the motion. There are 18 MCAs before this House who say that they never voted for the motion. So outside the legalities, the Senate can determine that question factually by asking all these 18 MCAs whether they voted for the motion or not. Because Section 33, Paragraph 2 of the County Government Act, it's what gives this House the powers, the jurisdiction. So we submit that there is no proper motion before the House. Because of that question, it was not supported by the requisite two-thirds majority as required by the law. And why? Mr. Speaker and honorable senators, allow me to invite you to look at Volume A, Volume 4A of the County Assembly documents, because this is where the explanation comes in. Volume 4A of the County Assembly documents. Now, the County Assembly said that they used a system. They used a system which they were deploying for the first time in this voting, a system. How would an MCA access this system? You will need your IPPD number, your payroll number, and your ID number to access the system to vote. I myself, yesterday, I attempted to access this system, and I was able to access the system which they had put after pulling it down, and I was able to vote using the IPPD number and the ID number of MCS. The IPPD number is available in Volume 4A of the document. Volume 4A of the document, and allow me to just show you the yes, the same document is at volume the governor's bundle at page 259. The governor's bundle at page 259. And then from the County Assembly documents, that is page 1 of volume 4A, you will see the ID numbers of the MCS. These ID numbers were the passwords to access the system. The ID numbers were the passwords to access the system. So the ID numbers are here. They are there. Then the username is contained at page 4 of the County Assembly document. Page 4 of the County Assembly document, you will see the IPPD system. The unique payroll number of each MCA. So that's a system which was deployed. Now, this system fortunately leaves an audit trail. It leaves an audit trail. It's a system which, when you extract, it leaves an audit trail for you. So at page 13 of the County Assembly document, their own documents which they've submitted in the House, page 13, you will see the audit trail. You will see the audit trail, whatever happened to that system, which you could access using your ID number and the IPPD number as an MCA, and anyone could access. And before I go to this audit trail, the persons who could access the system is the clerk, the MCS, and the IT personnel. So the system will tell you the whole story. So from this page 13 and from page 13 to page 14, page 13, 14, 15, you will see the audit trails. And allow me to show you this. This is very significant.
Counsel for Governor, 2 minutes.
Yes, yes. This audit trail will show that there are 3 MCAs who voted twice. And remember, this is from the County Assembly's own document. 3 MCAs voted twice. Can I show you their IPPD numbers and their names? Yes. If you look at page 16 of the volume 4A, you will see that an MCA at number 12 from the bottom, you will see the credentials of an MCA, the IPPD number, the payroll number of an MCA, which is 202-002-51726. These are the credentials based on the County Assembly document, the IPPD payroll number, the credential of an MCA known as Moses Rotich. It says yes. The logs say he voted yes. Now, hold your page on that. On page 17 of the County Assembly document, look at the same IPPD number. It is the same of the same person. Same MCA, Moses Rotich. It is said he voted again, yes. So he voted twice in this system. That is page 17, the first entry on page 17. The first entry at the top there is the same entry. The same IPPD number of the MCA who is appearing on the call logs as having voted twice. That is, it appears at page 16 and page 17. Page 17, the first entry. The second MCA who voted twice is Beatrice Chepkemoi. On the ninth line, at page 16, on the ninth line, page 16, Mr. Speaker, sir, on the ninth line at page 16, you will see an MCA voting yes. And the credentials, as you can see there, the IPPD number is 202, again 202, 96089. This MCA is based on the County Assembly document. We can identify the name is Beatrice Chepkemoi, voted yes. At page 17, on the fourth line, Mr. Speaker, sir, on the fourth line, you will see the same credentials for Beatrice Chepkemoi, again voting yes, on page 17. Then the last one, Mr. Speaker, sir, with your permission, Mr. Speaker, sir, the last one, the last MCA who voted twice is the mover of the motion. The mover of the motion.
For Governor, conclude, please.
Yes, I'm concluding, Mr. Speaker, sir. The mover of the motion, Mr. Speaker, sir. He appears on page 16 of the volume 4A at line 6. And the credentials at line 6 is 202, again 202, 96039. These are the credentials of a gentleman known as Honorable Kiprotich Rogoni, the mover of the motion. And he voted yes. Now on page 17, line 7. Line 7, the same credentials of the same move of the motion, the MCA. You can see the number. Again, it says voting yes. So that from these login trails, we have counted 36 from these reports, which the County Assembly has submitted as the evidence. There are 36 yes votes from the audit, from the login trail. 36. But as part of the demonstration of fraud, they were able to say that only 33 voted yes. But the answer is that from their own document, which they have submitted in the Senate, 36 MCAs allegedly voted for this motion. And some were voting twice. Secondly, from this system audit trail, you can see there were 47 attempts to log in at that time. The major attempt was done by a gentleman known as Peter. Of course, not myself. Peter attempted to log on this system 7 times using the ID number, using the IPPD number of the MCS. You cannot see it, Mr. Speaker. You can't see the ID number because the ID number was the password. So you cannot see it. Instead, you will see the IPPD number. So you can see a gentleman known as Peter has attempted to log in 7 times. And the login trail will indicate that there were 47 successful login attempts. And then, this is maybe the second last point as I sit down. The technical people, while this system was running for voting, the technical people accessed this system 2 times. And allow me to just point out the last one at page 17 down there. At page 17, the second last entry on page 17, you will see log user admin. It's the same log user then accessing the system again at the end of it. And then at page 15, because this is in the middle of voting, at page 15, line 4, you will see the admin accessing the system. So our point is that, and then if you do, Mr. Speaker, if I have time, I will tell you, I'll actually show you that there are some MCAs who, or not really MCAs, persons who were able to access the system because the voting duration was between 14 and 45 seconds. You log in, it shows that you have logged in, then you log out for between 14 and 45 seconds. But there are some persons who access the system for more than 2 minutes. They just logged in and then they were there throughout. We're wondering what they were doing in the system. And then lastly, there are persons, if you look at page 13, when the voting is now about to come to an end, at entry number 7, you will see an MCA who had voted, but then accessed the system. You can see a login attempt. They have accessed the system. And then they never left the system. So the question that we are asking is really peremptory as I wind up my submissions on this inquiry. Is this system secure? Is this system based on this evidence accurate? We have an affidavit of an MCA who said that someone else voted for him. If I, as an advocate, can access the system and vote, so what about persons who have knowledge to the system, including the user developers? They say this system was developed by the IT department internally. And remember, it was being used for the first time by the county assembly on a very serious matter which has heavy constitutional implication. That is the impeachment of a governor. So we are asking, is this system accurate? Is it verifiable? So in our submissions, and we conclude this by saying, because we have laid basis of fraud, a fraudulent pattern by the persons who are in charge of this system, and because the 18 MCAs are here, this Senate, being a house of record, has an ultimate responsibility to inquire on that question now as part of the preliminary inquiries and vote on it. Ask all these MCAs. Mr. Speaker, if you remove
your
47,
time is up, Counsel for Governor.
Thank you.
You are repeating yourself, basically.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I will sit down.
Counsel for the County Assembly.
Mr. Speaker, can I be heard? Mr. Speaker, can I be heard? Thank you. Mr. Speaker, my name is Elisha Ongoya. I beg to reply. For starters, in response to this notice of preliminary objection, the County Assembly has filed grounds of opposition named Volume 7. It's a small volume. If it has gone round just a short while ago. And an affidavit named Volume 7A, being the affidavit of Edna Chepkirui Tonui. I begin by begging Mr. Speaker that these documents be deemed to be validly on record. They are the documents I alluded to earlier. Having said that, I begin by saying that if you look at the written notice of preliminary objection, there are two elements of the objection that my learned colleagues for the governor have either abandoned or not alluded to specifically, alleging violation of a court order and reintroduction of the motion because they have not argued it.
Counsel for the County Assembly, respond to the PO, not the proposed PO.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I'm comfortable with that. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Having said that, allow me then to start with the issue that Mr. Wanyama, learned counsel, raised here by saying he personally logged into this system and voted. That qualifies him to be a witness who needs then to demonstrate to this House how he logged into this system and how he voted, and therefore be a proper subject of cross-examination. Anything short of that, Mr. Speaker, distinguished senators, is nothing more than mere sensationalism, and I beseech you to treat it as such. The second issue, Mr. Speaker, is on the allegation of the logs that you have just been taken through. And I wish to present just 1 minute. It's amazing how sensationalism can arise. But if you go to page number 13 of volume 4A of the County Assembly's documents, the audit logs run from page 13 all the way to page 17. And allow me to demonstrate why you cannot determine this objection on the grounds raised by my learned colleague, Mr. Wanyama, by referring to a decision of the High Court on a similar issue. This Senate impeached another governor called Governor Mike Sonko Mbuvi Gideon Kioko, and an issue of electronic voting arose in that matter. When that matter went into the High Court, there was a petition number A425 of 2020 that was considered by the High Court, and the judgment is publicly available on the National Council for Law Reporting. At paragraph 169 and 170 of that judgment, the three-judge bench of the High Court observed, and I quote, "The court is now left with two separate sets of affidavits that present contradictory positions. On the one hand, some MCS aver that their login credentials were forged. Same thing you are hearing here, and that they never participated in the voting process on 3rd December 2020, and even went to the extent of making a report at Kwale Police Station. Same argument you will hear here. On the other hand, 20 of the same 39 MCS swore affidavits for the governor. 20 of them swore fresh affidavits on 4th December 2020, stating that they willingly voted on 3rd December 2020. You will find the same scenario in this case before you. Same scenario. The Hansard, this is the High Court saying, which is the official record of the County Assembly, shows that 90 MCS voted in respect to Honorable Ogada's motion. In view of the contradictory averments by some of the MCS who are alleged to have been in Kwale, coupled with the lack of any expert evidence in support of the alleged hacking. Let me stop there by demonstrating that Mr. Wanyama is a lawyer like me. He is no expert in ICT. He will not guide you on the functionality of ICT. Coupled with lack of evidence to support the alleged hacking, we find the petitioners did not establish that the 2/3 statutory requirement for the impeachment of the governor was not met. Having said that, let me go to the logs at page 13 to page 17. These are logs in a system, in an ICT system, and yet what you have before you is a print out of those logs. It means one must copy the logs, then print them out. That's the only way we can present the evidence of the logs here. Otherwise, this ICT expert has put the link in his affidavit, and when he takes the witness stand, when the trial starts, he will demonstrate to you how this system works, and you will see the logs themselves. But to give you a print out, which is a requirement of the rules of procedure, one has to copy the logs and put them here. And therefore, if the logs are copied twice, it does not mean that somebody voted twice. Allow me to take you through the exact entries that my learned colleague, Mr. Wanyama, has alluded to. At page 16 is a log called at 15th of August 2025 at 19:25:29 hours, 7:15 p.m. and 29 seconds. He alleges that there is a vote cast by that IPPD number. And you go to page 17, you see where he's alluding to at the first line, 15th August 2025 at 9:15:29, vote cast by that IPPD number. Let's look at the next log. The next log, 15 August 2015, 19:15:26. Let's go to the corresponding log on the following page, 17, 15th August 2025, 19:15:26. The same hour, the same minute, the same second. Go to the third entry, senators. This is 19:15:23. Then you got the following log, 19:15:23. Failed log. You see the same entries of the same IPPD number by the same person at the same hour, same minute, same second. This is a product of the copying of the logs for purposes of printing. It is not the logs in the system. It's how when you copy the log to print, you can copy twice. The results of this election, which my learned course will notify, are at pages 21 to page 26 of volume 4A. My apologies, not 26, 28. The results are at pages 21 to page 28. And if you go to page 22, at the second box from the bottom, that is Honorable Chepkemoi Beatrice, you notice she voted yes at 19:15:19, and you don't see her in any other entry in the results of the vote. These are the results of the vote. This is what the speaker declared. You run from page 21 to page 28. You will see every every MCA who voted yes captured once. I juxtapose this data, and possibly, Mr. Speaker, when the members will be contributing, fortunately for us, this Senate is a crucible of talent. There are multiplicity of talent here, and there are ICT experts among you. They will demonstrate very clearly that you can't take a copying of the logs to print when it's copied twice, say therefore somebody voted twice. Otherwise, it will mean that these people were so meticulous that from that entry that Mr. Wanyama began with, up to the second last entry on that page, and when you go to page 17, from the first entry up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, up to the 11th entry, those people transacted meticulously at the same time, second, minute, hour. It makes no sense. That's number one. Number two, in their submissions, my learned colleagues have said they will call witnesses to prove these facts. It means what they have raised before you are questions about credibility of witnesses. The forum for testing credibility of witnesses is in the trial itself, so that this ICT expert will take the stand, take you through the procedure, take you through these logs and field questions, and then you'll be able to test the credibility. And that will be the case for any other person, including members of the county assembly. I'm making out a case that what has been urged before you is not a preliminary objection by any stretch of imagination of that word preliminary objection. These are contentious, convoluted matters of law, which even you have seen. My learned colleague, Mr. Wanyama, wishes to convert himself into a witness and also tell you how he participated in this voting process himself. We have no problem with that, senators. If my learned colleague, Mr. Wanyama, wishes to take the witness stand and adduce that evidence, we have been here long enough to demonstrate that we deal with that in cross-examination. It is the only tool known to law for testing veracity of evidence. Allow me then to go to the standing orders. Standing order number 77 of the Kericho County Assembly standing orders is the operating standing order for this process. I will also briefly allude to standing order number 83. Standing order number 77 provides that unless the Speaker For the convenience of the assembly otherwise directs, voting on a division in the assembly shall be by electronic voting. So that the first grievance that my learned colleagues for the governor are raising is, why did the speaker comply with standing order number 77? That's the essence of the objection. 77.3 provides that during electronic voting, members shall cast their votes by pressing either the yes, no, or abstain button. I sat here and I listened to my learned colleague, Mr. Katwa Kigen, most polite colleague that I know, very courteous colleague that I know, saying that the word button means a manual button. A manual button. Technology has evolved. And when an electronic system prompts you with the 3 electronic buttons, yes, and you press it, no, and you press it, abstain, and you press it, I respectfully submit, you have pressed a button. So partly, again, this objection was based on a very manual understanding of the word button. And I don't know how much more I can say about that, but I think, Mr. Speaker, Senators, that's the best I can do. To say that because Kericho County Assembly has technologically advanced, that people can press electronic buttons as we do with our M-Pesa smartphones, we admit yes or no or cancel without pressing a manual button, or as we do in our ATM machines. The ATM machine prompts you, you select bank statement, select withdrawal, select electronically on the screen. To say that because Kericho County Assembly is at pace with that technology, we must therefore fault it. It will be a sad day in the history of governance of this country if we reached that verdict. So, Senators, you have been told that certain MCAs have sworn affidavits distancing themselves from the vote. We have demonstrated that this is not a new game in town. Number one, in the Mike Mbuvi Sonko case, that happened. The court determined the Hansard is the authoritative source of information. The only way to counter that is when those witnesses come here in the trial itself and their evidence is tested. But number two, when you finally look at volume 7A, this is an affidavit of one of the said 18 MCAs denying swearing those affidavits that the governor has brought before you. One of them sworn an affidavit is here before you. Distinguished Senators, can we resolve this matter without putting the actual people on the stand at the trial to resolve that matter? I submit respectfully that's impossible. Mr. Speaker, I know my time is up. May I just get 2 minutes to sum up my argument? Mr. Speaker, my apologies, my time is up. I want to just get some 2 minutes to sum up the argument.
2 minutes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.